Welcome to Hashtag. Today you will see how you can create your personal question and answer bot in less than 10 minutes. Let's start with downloading the code from this link. Once it's downloaded, we need to extract the code to a particular folder of your choice. Now that we have downloaded the code, we need to create a repository and push that code onto GitHub. For simplicity, I would be using GitHub Desktop. You can utilize the command line as well. You just click local path where I've downloaded it. I'll say create a repository, give it a name, QnA bot, and I'll say create repository. Take a few seconds. Okay, repository is created, and I will click on publish repository over here. I'll say private. I'll say publish repository. Now that we have done this, our code should be on GitHub. Let me just go over there and check that. You see, this code is already here, the repository created. Now that we have our repository in place, next thing we need to do is add a few secrets into our GitHub repository. Now, if you already have an Azure account, you're good to go. If not, you can go on this link and create one for yourself. First secret is Azure underscore credentials. So you open your repository, you go to settings, go to secrets. I click on new repository secret. I give it this name. Now this secret you will get by performing the following steps mentioned on this link. So you would have to do it in your subscription and you need to get the output. I would be entering that. Once you have added that successfully, we need to add the next secret, which is the GitHub pat. So here it says pat, so I'll just copy that. I'll say new repository secret pat. Now this pat you will be able to generate by the steps mentioned in this link. You need to just follow these steps, and in the end you need to select the scope as repo, and then the pat that you generate needs to be entered over here. Now it's time to create the last secret, which is QnA name, that you want to name your QnA service basically. This should be unique, so try and make it as unique as possible. So I'll just say, and to be unique, I would say QnA bot, and I will just enter my name. So these are the three secrets that we are supposed to add. Once you have added that, the next step is to change some variables. So if I go to .github, you'll find a variables file, qna.json. So just click on this, click on edit. Over here, you need to change two things. One is your subscription ID from Azure and the name that you just entered as a secret. So just change this name. I would change the subscription ID to my Azure subscription. Before we go ahead and we are able to deploy our infrastructure, we need to do one small thing. That is, we need to go onto our Azure portal, and there we need to enable, like we need to agree to the responsible AI terms. So for doing so, we'll just create a sample language resource with any sample name. Create the free tier, and just ensure that you click these two for confirmation and click on review plus create. And that is it. Once you see this screen, click on cancel. Now that we have updated the variables and we have committed all the changes, let's run the infrastructure deploy workflow, which will be actually responsible for deploying the infrastructure resources onto Azure. So I'll just come here, I'll click on run workflow, and it should initiate the run. It will take about 2 to 3 minutes to deploy. Once the deployment of infrastructure succeeds, you should see a green tick, something like this. Next, what we will do is, let me tell you what this FAQs folder is. Now what we have done is, we have these markdown files, which basically contains a set of question and answers that we utilize to update our knowledge base on Azure. So we have an automated script which deploys these question answer pairs in the FAQs folder, the markdown files. Once we run this action called QnA KB deploy, it it automatically updates the knowledge base onto our language resource in Azure, which then starts reflecting in our front end, which would be either Azure Bot Service or the GitHub Issues Bot. One very important thing to note here is that these FAQ files have to ensure a particular format. So if you see over here, the format that we expect is basically this, that the question should be after this. We write question, then you write the question, then the answer of that question lies within these two lines, that is answer and answer end. So this template is necessary to ensure that our automated script picks this up and it is able to recognize the question and answers and then update it in the knowledge base. Once that action KB deploy succeeds, now we have our backend service up and running. So all these question answers in this are already updated in our knowledge base. And now let's see if that actually works. So the simplest way, what we have done is we have created a GitHub issue bot. So what that does is, if in any of the issues you write a statement called at bot, something like this, at bot, and you write a question, it automatically sends you a reply with that particular answer to that particular question. Now, how does this happen? We have written this workflow which is called GitHub Issues QnA Bot. So what happens is, it has a trigger of GitHub issue comment. When we add a new comment to any of the issues in this repository, this actually listens to that, and if if that particular comment starts with @bot, then it would actually see and it would then reach out for the language API and reach out for the answer, and then based on the answer it receives from the language API, it responds back over here. You see, something like this. So so this is one of the way how you can utilize the language service bot that we just created. We do also have Azure Bot Service, which is also responsible for acting as a front end for this language service. So how do we deploy that? Let's see. Once you open your language portal, go to the project with the name that you just gave for the QnA name variable. Here you will see your knowledge base that is in the FAQ files, and there will be some default knowledge bases that we have also used which actually replies to some basic questions like hi and all those things to actually yeah. Then you have to go to this option, deploy knowledge base. You click on create a bot. It will open the Azure portal for you. Here you need to enter all the details that you want of creating the bot, that is bot name and everything. Once you have selected that, you click on create. Once the bot service is deployed successfully, make sure to go to the app service plan that it created as part of the deployment. Over here, make sure to go to scale up and ensure the um, that the scale which we have selected as F1. So, so this ensures that your bot service will be free of cost. If anything else would be selected, it would charge you for that particular rate. So please ensure that you select F1 to use this for free. Then once you have this, you can just go to your QnA web bot service. You click on test in web chat. Now it has automatically recognized which language service you would be using. So it has connected that in the backend. So you can just ask it anything. You can write hi and it will reply. You can ask it the questions that you have written in the FAQ files. You see, it then answers it from the FAQ files. So yeah, that is it. Now we have our language bot service up and running. Now you have the base with you. You can do whatever you want with this. You have these APIs that you can work with. You can just change the you can just update the question and answer pairs over here as you wish, and it will also automatically update it in the knowledge base. So yeah, now you have your Q&A bot that you have that you have deployed onto Azure for free. Yeah. So that is it. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe.